I embarked on a week-long hunting trip, holed up in my uncle's cabin smack in the dead of winter, after a long day, readying to head back. Light snow turned into a blizzard out of nowhere. The storm worsened by the minute, making the walk back to the cabin seem daunting. Just when panic set in, a distant light appeared, barely visible through the thick snowfall. As I trudged closer, relief washed over me. It was another cabin. Adrenaline surged. It was a potential sanctuary. The blizzard made returning to my uncle's cabin a near impossible feat. Fearing getting lost, I approached the unfamiliar cabin. Hoping luck favored me, there lingered a fear: what if the inhabitant turned out to be dangerous? Yet, the allure of shelter outweighed the risk. Knocking on the door, I heard approaching footsteps. Politely, I explained my predicament to the man who answered. Surprisingly, he welcomed me in for the night, though something about him felt off. He was reserved, hardly engaging in conversation. Grateful yet uneasy, I settled on his couch. Attempting small talk failed, and not wanting to intrude, I prepared to rest. As I lay down, the man lingered behind me, unnervingly silent. He turned off the cabin's last light, and though I expected him to retire, he remained unseen. Anxiety crept in, but I convinced myself it was nothing. Attempting to sleep, suddenly, I jolted awake to find him atop me. Panic surged as he restrained and invaded my space. In a frantic struggle, I managed to break free momentarily, seizing the opportunity to escape. Rushing for the door, I realized I couldn't abandon my gun. Retrieving it, I faced him wielding my own weapon. Swift action and luck were on my side as I disarmed him and fled into the relentless snowstorm. Lost for hours in the blinding snow, I finally stumbled upon my cabin, later learning the chilling truth from the police that cabin's owner had vanished years ago, leaving it abandoned. The realization that the man intended to kill me sent shivers down my spine. The scariest part, they hadn't caught him yet. 2 winters ago, my dad surprised me with a car for my birthday. My very first one, but the snowstorm that hit on the same day practically trapped the car at home. I felt bummed about not being able to take it for a spin, but was grateful nonetheless. That night, contemplating a joyride, I almost caved in, but knew it was a reckless idea given the terrible road conditions and my dad's stern warnings. The next night, my friend Eric, dealing with his dad's abusive behavior, begged for help. Unable to leave him alone, I snuck out to pick him up. Driving through the heavy snow, I encountered an old man in the road, barely visible. Attempting to avoid him, I lost control, crashing into a ditch. Panicked, I worried about facing my dad's wrath. The man, unnerving from the start, approached and asked if I was okay. Eager to leave, I asked him to go away, and he eventually did, heading in the opposite direction. Realizing I'd lost my phone in the chaos, I dashed home, fearing my dad's reaction. He rescued the car but confiscated the keys. Promising to talk the next day, I felt terrible, seeing my dad so upset. That night, unable to find my phone, I heard strange noises outside, brushing it off as an animal. I ignored it until a knock on my window made me sprint to get my dad. Returning to my room, the window was wide open and my phone lay on my bed. It hit me that the man from the crash must have followed me home. Taking my phone and sneaking in, we searched but found no trace. A week later, he reappeared in our backyard, vanishing before we could confront him. I'm still baffled by his motives. I haven't seen him since. But the memory lingers, a lesson learned about trust and caution that night. An unsettling reminder even after 2 years. Just a few years back, I found myself on a long work-related road trip, a routine familiar from my previous job. Recent events had led to a change in employment, prompting this solitary drive on treacherous roads I wouldn't have ventured on otherwise. As the snowfall intensified and night deepened, I spotted a nearby hotel and decided to halt for the night, hoping for better road conditions by morning. Arriving, I secured a room, torn between exhaustion from driving and the need to shake off the stiffness from hours behind the wheel. After a quick meal, I felt the urge to stretch and opted for a swim in the hotel's indoor pool and hot tub, finding solace in the serene setting. However, my relaxation was disrupted when I noticed a man in a dimly lit corner at the pool, unnerving me with his lingering stares and elusive presence. Feeling uneasy, I cut my swim short, returning to my room and changing into dry clothes before heading to the lobby for refreshments. Settling in for the night, I was interrupted by noises seemingly originating from outside my room, gradually growing louder, echoing from within the bathroom. Panic set in as I grappled with the situation, trying to rationalize what could be causing the commotion. Slowly opening the bathroom door, my worst fears materialized. The same unsettling man from the pool was inside. Shocked and horrified, I attempted to shut the door, but he easily overpowered me, forcing his way in. In a chilling turn of events, he made inappropriate advances. Disregarding my resistance, summoning every ounce of strength, I fought back, biting his arm to break free from his grasp. His retaliation with a slap didn't deter me. I sprinted for the door, escaping to the lobby and recounting the harrowing encounter to the front desk worker. The swift action of the hotel staff led to his arrest. CCTV footage captured his intrusion into my room while I fetched snacks. Discovering he was a hotel employee amplified the shock. Despite the trauma, I was grateful the situation didn't escalate further.